second. Okay, perfect. What's happening, traders? Welcome to another live trading session. It's Emmanuel from Live Free Effects, and today we are back in the charts. We're going to take a look at gold very quickly. Can hear, can see, perfect. Awesome. Okay, let's dive straight into it. We got no time to waste. Let's get to the juicy part. Uh, Lots of action in the London session today. Gold has been, very uh, volatile so far this week. Monday was crazy. So if you were in the Monday market, you knew what that was like. So coming into the market today, I'm anticipating a little bit of a higher probability day, and I'm going to show you why. But of course, come in with no expectation. Make sure that you're coming in with a calm and focused mind, ready to execute. Right now, we're going into the 8 a.m. Mark, so let's do some recon really quickly here so we don't miss any opportunity. Right now, gold on the daily time frame is currently making higher highs and higher lows, right? So market structure is very much bullish, right? So coming into the market now, the goal is to figure out who is in control of this market. And right now, buyers are clearly in control. This is pretty much, the lows that we currently have right here on that 4-hour time frame. We have a bit more of an accumulation taking place. And this move happened during the London session. So this was a pretty significant push to the upside during the London session, which kind of sets things up for the New York session for buyers to possibly, solidify your move. These are going to be some highs that we can possibly reach for if more buyers are able to come in. If not, we're going to see a pullback down to this low and possibly further down here. So these are some of the most important levels as we're taking a look at gold right now for us to map out. Going over to the hourly time frame right here, we can clearly see it in terms of market structure. We're seeing a bit of that change in the overall structure here. Market structure is very much bullish. We broke this market structure, so we should be seeing some sort of continuation take place right now. On the 15-minute time frame, we can kind of see more buyers starting to come into the market now. And on the 5-minute time frame, we're starting to see a bit of that change in momentum, right? We can see price making higher highs and higher lows. So overall, to keep things nice and simple, I am anticipating more buyers to come into the market. Right here, we have our first major push to the upside from a market structure standpoint. We have this area of liquidity, breach. If we go over to the hourly time frame, we can see that we've taken out this accumulation zone. So the question now is the market willing to give us a pullback? If we can see some sort of pullback into this range, I think for me personally, I'm going to be looking to go in on a push to the upside, right? On a bullish movement right here, but it's clear buy today, right? That's the thing. And I'm hoping that we are not coming in, at a point where, okay, we're missing, any sort of bulk movement right now. In terms of this move right here, even a stop loss placement at 38 pep could be, pretty decent in taking price to the upside here. So right now, for me personally, I am looking for a buy, and I'm looking for the cleanest possible opportunity. And right now, we do have a little bit of that push to the upside here. So right now, ideally, what I would love to see is some sort of pullback here, maybe back into this accumulation range. If we can't get that, I'm going to be looking for more. Let's go here. I'm going to be looking for more of a push, back here. So right now, I'm going to go in on a buy, guys. This is Tuesday. So in terms of expectation, it's pretty good. And if sellers come back in and they continue to push price down, great. If we continue to see the market move up, that's also fine as well. So in on our first buy right now, because of the timing, I think we can see price possibly continue to move up. So very quick, very high probability we could see a bit of that test back into the zone. But to me, this right here is a clean, break out of this accumulation zone right here. So now stop loss is going to be placed at this low. For me, the reason why I got involved in this play right now is simply because we can have a situation where our stop loss is low enough. Our stop loss is still fit. So even though we didn't get in right here, but we still got in at an area where we can still place our stop loss at a very, very good level. So right now, this is pretty much it. We're up. If this makes sense for you, take it. If it doesn't, you can sit on the sidelines. I know it was a come in and, strike. But this is Tuesday. Tuesday is a high probability day. The market moves really quickly because remember last Tuesday we were done by like 8:30, right? So right now I'm going to place my stop loss down here. So my stop loss is going to be at 42.01, right? And that's going to be where we set things up right now. Okay, so some days you got to come in and you got to be ready to strike. Did you guys do, when you did your analysis, good day, Xavier, okay. When you guys did your analysis, was this something that you guys saw on your end in terms of, more buyers dominating, right? What did you see? What did you see on your end, guys? Let's see here. All right, okay. All right. Trying to adjust. Okay, so place my stop loss right now, and stop loss is at right here. So 23, and this is the first strike. So right now, stop loss is right here. Right, so right at this low here, we're gonna go back into trading view, and if it doesn't work out, this is going to be, our first execution here, and then we see what the market wants to do, right? But right now we're seeing that push up, and yeah, so entry opportunity right here was right at, let's see. So we got in at about, okay, 42.31. So right now we're currently back to break even here. And stop loss, I can place my stop loss at this low. It's definitely, a little bit on the higher side, but if we can keep things, right around here, so that's about 40-ish pips. So if the market comes back down and takes out this low, clearly what that's going to show is, more sellers are looking to come into the market and possibly continue to move to the downside, and this was just a liquidity grab, and we're going to learn from that. But in terms of coming into the market, in terms of paying attention to the higher time frame and seeing that break of structure, this was our first opportunity to take price to the upside and kind of go with the overall flow of the market right now. But at the end of the day, it all depends on whether the market is ready to move. With Tuesday, I'm excited to get involved quickly because the market isn't as deceiving. But who am I to say? This is just the first week. I go with that, right? So if the first week Tuesday, the first setup we see in the new month, plays out, cool. Execute that. Last Tuesday we were done. It was a very quick, less than an hour session, right? Because we got the opportunity even before 8 a.m. and boom, right? And we executed on that and we made our money. So coming into the market today, hopefully you came in, you were ready to do your breakdown, do everything, paid attention to the London session. The London high is right here. So we have this right here. So this is the London high. We're likely going to be looking to take something off the table before the London high because, as you guys know, if you don't already, the London high can act as a major level of resistance right there. So the London high is right here, and that's about 76 pip away. We have the London low. Like, look at how massive, the market was during the London session. So this was at 225, right? So this is our London low, right? So the market moved almost 200, 300. Let's see here. What's this move here? Yeah, 370 during the London session. So the New York, all we're asking for, we're not asking for much, but a little quick push, 30 pip, right? Dior, I can hear and see Amber, yes, anticipated more buyers because of the clean Okay, break of structure on higher time frame. Beautiful, beautiful. Now it's just up to the market, right? We've executed our trade. We're going to take a look at the fundamentals shortly. If you guys give me a second, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I know today was, we came in and normally we have a little bit of time to kind of like sit and wait, but while we're doing that, you also have to be comfortable and ready to, execute when, the market gives you an opportunity. So right now we are in, we're in this trade. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know how your day has been, and we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So if we can get a little bit of a push to the upside here, maybe 30 something right here, I'll probably look to take something off the table. But so let's just map out this high. Let's map out this high right there. So right now we're starting to see a little bit of that change in market structure. And the most important part today is seeing if the market is grabbing liquidity and wants to continue moving higher, or if the market genuinely actually wants to push up. Let's see. So if we go over here, in terms of Forex Factory, taking a look at some, do we have any major? So we have employment change coming out today, possibly. And then we have job openings coming out at 10 a.m. today. So we'll see what happens. But overall, if this doesn't play out, then this is going to be, our first strike for today, and then we see what happens. But right now we have market structure, price making high highs and high lows. Right, price took out this high, and now there's a possibility it could take out this high, or if sellers want to dominate, we could see a complete change in reversal. So now it's just going to be about managing ourselves, managing our emotions, staying calm, staying relaxed while we are in the heat of the moment and we have our capital at risk. Currently right now down some. You can kind of see that right here. So we're down about $1,300 if the market doesn't continue to move in our favor. How do you approach the market when it's very volatile? Like in October, one candle is like 40 pip. It's easy. Timing, I wouldn't say it's easy. Timing becomes important when the market is extremely volatile, and you have to give yourself more grace. And what I mean by that is sometimes you come into the market and you could lose a trade, not because you were wrong in terms of the overall direction. You could lose the trade because you missed out on the timing, right? The market isn't ready to move, or maybe your stop loss is 30 or 40 pip, and the market is literally like going to, it's going to pull back. It's going to pull back that amount because one candle can do that. So during those times, you want to come in at the kill zone, right? Making sure you're coming into the market when it is going to move. You're taking clean setups, continuing to execute. It's no different, really. It's just than what we do during any normal time. It's just making sure that you're coming in, giving yourself a little bit more grace, giving yourself a bit more, what's the word? Multiple strikes in the market. 3 strike is my maximum. During periods, October was actually really good. It was November that was that was a little bit annoying. But yeah, October we went on like I think a 6-week winning streak in October, if not maybe 6 or 5 or something like that. So yeah, during those time, you definitely want to be, more, um, more on it. Keep your stop loss tight, or maybe you can keep it a little bit. Give yourself like 10 extra pip. So during volatile months, yeah, you can still keep your stop loss tight while giving the market a little bit of room to breathe. So lately, I've been doing 40, closer to the 40 pip stop loss. I always preach 30 pip, but it would be crazy to be doing 30 pip right now for me based on the way that I trade, based on when the market is more volatile. In one move, we can get up to 300 pips, right? So for me, the ROI is still there, right? It costs a little bit more to play, even if I have to take on 10 more extra pip in terms of like my overall stop. But the reward, because we win frequently, is still high. So that's kind of how I would do it. How about half the position size and double the SL? Whatever works for you, right? You're the trader, right? Whatever is going to allow your psychology to come into this game and still be calm, right? But the most important thing is you want to stay consistent. You want to keep everything that you do as consistent as possible. I'm not a big believer in changing your lot size based on every single trade. I think you should come into the market and you should keep your lot size the same, whether you win, whether you lose. And that has to do with your account. So if you're trading an account, don't over leverage to the point where you can't keep your lot size consistent. If you're going to trade with two lots today, trade with two lots tomorrow. If you take a loss, continue to trade with two lots as long as your account size can handle that. So these are first things that you decide once you get to that point where you're really focusing on your money management. So yeah, but that works. That works as well. So you can half your position size and keep it consistent, right? Because now you can make more money, or you can make relatively the same amount of money that you would make when the market is volatile. Because when the market is volatile, the moves are double. So yeah, that works too. That works too. That works too. In terms of doubling your first TP, you could do that. Everything you're saying you absolutely can do. You can do anything. You just got to test it. You got to test it. You got to go into the market. You got to see, okay, per session, what is the average move, right? What is the average move during the London session today? If you're a London trader, you probably caught this massive movement right here, right? You probably see this is from 225 during the London kill zone. We had 370 pip with one standard lot. That's about $3,000, right? That's massive. That's massive. So right now, definitely, you can definitely make a significant amount. What I'm going to do right now, guys, is as the market is breaking, making new highs, I'm going to look to take something off the table if it gives me that opportunity. I just want to see a little bit of a push up, but I don't know. I don't know what the market is doing right now. I feel like it's struggling there a little bit. It's struggling there, but we've seen that bounce. So price tapped into this accumulation zone. So, and then it's kind of bounced up now. So I just need a little bit, not a lot. This trade is not a bad one. It's a pretty decent one. It's just in a high probability day, which I kind of feel like today is. We could see a little bit of that push, whether it's 40 pip, right, 30 pip, and just take something off the table. So for me, what I'm going to look to do now is as the market is moving closer to my take profit, I'm going to try to just position myself where I can at least scale. I'm going to say about half of my position here. So if I take something off the table, it's going to be closer to about $2,000. So if we can push up a little bit more here, that will be good. Yeah, that will be good. So we just need to. So right now we're up around 3,500. A little push up if the market wants to play ball, but yeah, I'm waiting here. it's giving me a little bit of anxiety right now. But the thing is, I don't want to close out prematurely because this zone is still there. Then the market is just going to stop us out, and it would be nice if we can get a nice run out of the zone, even just a little bit. But right now, let's see. But so far, everything is looking okay. But you're never able to actually comfortably relax until you're out of the trade. So for me, we can't celebrate until you've taken something off the table. Um, yeah. So right now we've gotten about 31, 31 pep. All right, fuck. And now if the market doesn't want to play ball, that's gonna be real annoying. Um, but part of the anxiety that you're gonna deal with as a trader is just managing yourself, managing your position, right? So right there, this was a 30 pip opportunity, and I think now the market is yeah, it changed its mind. It changed its mind. So right now, there's a good chance that if the market doesn't, if price drops here, we're gonna see further break to the downside. But right here, this could have been a clean opportunity. But let's see if this holds. I just want to see a little bit of a push up, because if we take our trade too quickly off the table, it's gonna be what's the word? We're not putting ourselves in a position where we can actually capitalize on the long-term move of the market, and that's my main focus. If price wants to run 120 pip today, I want to be a part of that. But right now, we got to sit through the storm and let the market do its thing. If buyers are able to come back in, back into the zone, that is going to be, a very, very, very confident move. I'm definitely gonna scale something off the table right now. But right now, we are just at break even. We are just, yeah, we're in the trenches. We're in the trenches. We don't need much. We just need a little bit. A little bit. Back up into this range. I'm gonna close half. Okay. Wherever you are in the world, hopefully you're having a great week. Hopefully you're having a great start to your December trading. It's holiday season, so right now probably planning to, buy some gifts, Christmas stuff. I'm doing a little bit of Christmas shopping right now, and it's a season of giving. Right, Christmas. At least if you live in the West, that's what Christmas is like. Um, that's so some of you guys celebrate it, some of you guys don't. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of downtime during this holiday season. Spend some time with family. Use it to reflect, because January is coming up, and it's gonna be a start of 2026, right? So how can you set goals for yourself that you can actually accomplish, right? Always remember that. What's the word? Less is more. Less is more in everything in life. You don't always have to do the most. I'm going to scale something off here as we're about to take out this high right there. Let's see if the market is capable. Just put me over at $2,000 in terms of my first take profit. And, I'm going to Interesting. Yeah, the market is struggling. The market is struggling right here. Um, it's struggling a bit. It's struggling a bit, and I'm hoping that we can get a little bit of that push. We don't need much, just a little bit here. But if the market doesn't isn't able to break above this range, then we're going to see the market fall back into this level and possibly, you know, hit our SL. But I'm just looking to see if we can get, yeah, if we can get a little bit. If the market trades back into this range again, to be honest, I'm going to take something off the table. At this point in time, I'm tired of this back and forth because we've been so close. So if yeah, it's normally not this hard, but right now I think, if sellers want to come into the market now, this is they have they're gonna do it. Mm, 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 mm. So we have a little bit of consolidation kind of taking place right here. So the market is so this is this is it. So today is it could be a high probability day, but as of right now, while I'm sitting in this trade, my brain is there's too much. There's too much going on right now, right? So there's too much. We have this high. This is the London high. We need to retest that London, this level right here. So right here. So we just need to see a little bit of that push, a little bit of that movement up. Buyers are in. The thing with taking first take profit is 30 pips. Is usually pretty good, but when you can see the market clearly doing things like this, it makes it a little bit more challenging. So if we can get even just a little bit of a slight push, right now I know it's a little bit more difficult but you have to deal with the emotions in trading. But right now my heart rate is probably in the 80s, if not 90. Yeah. Yeah. So right now, this is what we're looking at in terms of our overall profit objective. Market structure is bullish. Prices making high highs and high lows. So it definitely supports buyers for sure. I think right now when the market starts stalling after taking out areas of liquidity, it kind of brings a little bit of the question as to, okay, hey, does the market really want to move in one particular direction right now? Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. If we can get that continuation, because the market is giving about 30 pips. So yeah, if it breaks or decides to break lower, then we can start to see potentially more sellers come in and aim for maybe further down here. I probably won't get in on those sells because I don't believe in yeah, it just would mean that buyers are not ready to come into the market, right? That's simply how I would take it. So right now, yeah, this is it. We're just we're pretty much here. Price is playing the back and forth game, and if I can get 40 something, this is going to be. I'm just going to place this as first TP. If prices want to trade back up here again, I'm out. Right, this is too much accumulation for me. But it's currently 814, so there still is some possibility for price to to actually do its thing. Are you there? Christmas market. So we have plenty of Christmas markets. Um, in Canada for sure. I live in Toronto, so we have the Toronto Christmas market, which is in the distillery. If you live in Toronto, you've probably been at some point in time. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. But Christmas. I grew up in a different continent. in Africa, and Christmas was always, even though food was scarce, you can only eat as much as you want and eat as much meat as you can possibly handle on holidays like Christmas and New Year's and Easter. Um, it was still better there. You know, the holiday season was still, people were still like, I don't know, everybody just enjoyed it, you know, a bit more. So yeah. Anyways, this is it. We're seeing that breakthrough right now. Sellers are coming in. They're showing your strength and possibly wanting to grab areas of liquidity down here. So if I get taken out from here, I'm going to watch and wait and see what the market wants to do, and we'll likely see more sellers, you know, come into the market here. But yeah, today we had the opportunity of seeing price trade up towards this range, and if I had taken, you know, even half of my position, closed with 2 grand, that probably would have been okay. I certainly would have gotten stopped out and wouldn't have had the opportunity of taking anything, riding the real move if that happens. But right now, we're in drawdown, and that's okay. If buyers don't want to dominate, what we're likely going to see is we're going to see sellers come into the market. But this consolidation is a little bit strange, right? Because there's a lot of back and forth that's taking place right now. The higher time frame is bullish, so that's still what we're focusing on. The market right now is just, you know, doing its due diligence to pulling back. So for me right now, we're in the heat of the moment, right? It's a matter of like, okay, is this going to be a one shot, one kill, right? Tuesdays, normally one shot, one kill. That's what we've been seeing. And I would love for it to continue, you know, I would love for it to continue, but you can't control outcome. You can only control your execution. And right now, if we are able to, you know, see that push back into this range, I think we can put ourselves in a position where, boom, where we actually, you know, where we win. So this is another deep pullback that we've seen. Price, you know, wanting to grab further liquidity to the downside again, and we've done that. So this could be that momentum that we need in order for buyers to dominate, right? So this right here is going to be our first take profit. If we can get that strong push, we need to see heavy momentum from the buy side. All right, if we can see that, you know, push back into this range, I'm going to close, take something off the table, you know, either move my stop loss very close to break even, or just absolutely take something. So we're back in profit here, but we're not clear. You know, we're not clear. Okay. We're not clear. So in terms of this accumulation zone right now, the market could still turn around because we've kind of cleaned this accumulation zone, but because we are currently in a what do you call it, in a bullish market, higher time frame, the highest probability that we can do today is be a buyer. All right, so that's it. But I just want something to happen so I can take something off the table. You know, that's my main concern right now, to get a chance, you know, to, you know, pay myself for my time. We haven't been here too long, but I think that if buyers are coming in now, they could likely push price, you know, past that 42.08. So we just gotta watch a little bit and see. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. And yeah. Definitely. From where the market currently is to the London high, that's about 77. So even if we can get a break above this range, 40, 50, right, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, so we're seeing the market move up now. Price is really struggling here, guys. This is yeah, so it's kind of looking to respect this accumulation zone. If it does respect this accumulation zone, then we could see a continuation to the downside. But as of right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we can get that breakthrough. One shot, one kill. That's all I would like. But this trade has been, it has my heart rate, beating quick. And right now, I think this is we're seeing okay. So sellers, by the looks of it, it looks like sellers are coming in, and sellers are coming in. So this is sellers are coming in here, and we're likely with this candle, if the market isn't on something, this we're gonna see that push down. But it's one shot, one kill, and first strike of the day. If this doesn't play, we'll see what happens. But the market right now, you can see the candles. There's extreme volume coming in on one side, and then it's reversing on the other side as well. So there's a little bit of a fight going on between buyers and sellers. And right now, it seems that we are caught in that range. So if you're not in the market right now, I would say, sit on the sidelines, wait a little bit for this to fade out, because directions right now is kind of unclear as to whether price wants to grab further liquidity or whether it wants to continue to to push up what the market truly wants to do here. So yeah, that's it. But as of right now, all we can do is all we can do, and we've done it. So if I get taken out from here, that would mean sellers want to continue your move down, and then we just watch and wait. All right, we just watch and wait. I'm pretty sure it will break to the upside. It's struggling a bit, right? Sellers are coming in, buyers are coming in. It's definitely possible that we could get that break to the upside. Market structure is still bullish, but when the market starts consolidating like this, it takes a little bit longer than it needs to, and we don't know. All right, we don't know. We don't know. So right now, this is an accumulation zone as well. So this is an accumulation zone. So far, it's a bit bigger than this little guy right here. And I think if the market is willing to trade back up into this range, I think for sure, because of the size of this candle, it's going to engulf it. It's going to show that, hey, it genuinely wants to continue moving up. But if the market is actually spending time accumulating like this, and it does break to the upside, it's going to be pretty massive. It's going to run. It's going to run, because the other thing too is the London high is a pretty strong area of liquidity. So when the market is trying to break an area of liquidity, especially a strong one, it needs more volume. It needs more liquidity. It needs strength, right? And sometimes, a lot of the time, when we go into that accumulation, it's because we're about to see that huge push to the upside, right? Or huge push to the downside, whichever way. But accumulation, kind of like, or consolidation, whatever you call it, it's like that. The strength is being gathered in one area to kind of like, boom, shoot in a completely either up or down, right? So right now it's going to be we're going to need to see whether sellers are going to use this to the advantage, or whether buyers want to continue to move up. But right now, The momentum is coming in from the sell side, and that's the only thing. So let's see, let's see what today brings. So right now, that's it. Yeah, I think sellers are making your move. So if I get taken out here, boom, I'll watch, wait. If sellers break below this low, they're likely going to be targeting this low next. But we're going to be watching and waiting to see, what happens on our next execution. Because right now, as the market is testing this accumulation zone multiple times, the only reason I can see price doing that is because of this area of liquidity, and it wants to grab that area of liquidity. So right there. So we've been taken out on this trade here. The market gave us about 30 pep on here, and unfortunately, we got taken out afterwards. So right here, first execution for today. We're gonna watch. We're gonna wait to see what price genuinely wants to do. If we can get a push to the upside, maybe back into this accumulation range, we're shooting for a second shot. But we took, our first trade, and right now, sellers are currently dominating, or at least buyers aren't ready to move. So it's going to be a matter of watching and waiting. In terms of the first execution, it was pretty decent. If I probably wanted to be more on the aggressive side, take something, right here, that probably would have I probably would have taken a little bit off, and yeah, that's the only thing I can beat myself up for right now is not taking something at 30 pep. I wanted to see if we can get a little bit more, but that's okay. So right now, it looks like sellers are going to be dominating. So if we can get that, let me see, download this. Okay. Okay, perfect. Taking a screenshot. And right now, this is going to be an accumulation zone that sellers use to their advantage. But still, we're going to be keeping our main bias, which is still, for now, it's still bullish. Right here, we have, we have a clean market structure on the hourly time frame. And this could just be price either looking to grab liquidity or giving a pullback that could take price, back up eventually. But as of right now, it is 8:30, or close to it, almost 8:30. Right, we're seeing that huge selling momentum right now. My thing with selling is, if you take a look at these candles, I don't see any clean areas where we can target easily. Right, we have clean market structure. We have a massive candle right here that is potentially, or you would consider, a fair value gap. So for me personally, this is, they're into the downside. We could see sellers come in and push price down and maybe aim for some of these lows right here, but I think it could struggle a little bit more in comparison to if buyers are able to come in and move price to the upside. So this is this is it. This is it. So now we just watch, wait. Xavier price has been struggling since Sunday, again, open. The reason why is because on the 4-hour time frame, if you take a look at it, right, we're kind of in an accumulation zone right now. Right, so 4-hour time frame is considered a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a little bit, it's considered a higher time frame, right? Especially if we're trading on the 1 minute time frame, the 5 minute time frame. So 4-hour time frame right now, since I would say since Wednesday, and maybe Friday, that kind of solidified this consolidation zone, right? So right now we're in this consolidation zone, and if the market acts a bit strange, it's simply because of that. But once again, right, we're still seeing clean market structure. We just have to focus on sticking to one side of the market and not changing our analysis based on whether the market is ready to move or not. Right now, on the 1 minute time frame, we've seen price grab this liquidity right here. So price has grabbed this low, and yeah, it could definitely start to reverse and we can start to see more sellers coming to the market. All right, this area of liquidity could be a pretty massive one, but because I'm not as interested in being a seller today, I think that I'm going to watch a bit more and wait to see what price actually decides to do here. But yeah, we're taking off. That's a crazy sell-off right there. So let's see here. So yeah, that's a massive, massive, massive candle. So we're using this area as an area of accumulation. All right, so we're gonna watch and wait. And if sellers do dominate, they're able to push lower. Great. Um, but yeah, we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch and wait. So sellers now, it's a seller's market. So buyers right now are not coming in, and that was that was pretty much it. Yeah. So now let's watch. Let's wait. Let's see. Let's see, folks. So if you took this sell, you could have used this accumulation range right here. And this right here so far has been probably close to a 60 pip drop, and the market has moved in its clean direction. The second execution for me just has to be a little bit more clear, right? I think right now sellers are dominating, so that's fine. But because we are not in a seller's market right now, on the higher time frame, we're still very much sellers could dominate today and continue to move price slower. London session right now, we have the London low and we have the London high right here. So there's still a possibility that we could see further push to the downside and for price to grab liquidity even down here. Big time. But as we pay attention to the 30-minute, this is such a strong move. To go against that and to put a sell is I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me. But the sell, like, definitely, it looks good. I just feel like if we can't get some bullish movement to the upside, then sell is going to continue. But I think that this movement that took place during the London session still needs to be respected, even if buyers try to take out the London high temporarily and then they fail. So I think the first trade, it was pretty good in terms of execution. In terms of timing, it just didn't meet that. The market wasn't ready to move in that direction yet. So right now, what we've seen is we've seen a grab of liquidity, and now we've seen more sellers come into the market. So overall, we are still in that seller's market, but selling right now could put us in a position where we go against our higher time frame buys, and that would be, it could work, right? You could sell, but in terms of high probability setups, right, that wouldn't fit. So right now I'm going to watch a bit more just to get that clarity, and yeah, if sellers continue to dominate, they look good. Sellers look good. This look good. This is a nice clean candle here. Strong push to the upside, to the downside here. Okay. It's just, yeah, let's see here. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Share your thoughts. Right here, we could see more sellers come down here, grab this liquidity, possibly even down here. Or we could see buyers do a complete 360 and push price up. But I want to watch a little bit more just in case the market wants to play more games, and not get caught playing both sides, right? Because if sellers are going to dominate, cool, let them dominate. But if we are going to be a seller, it's better if it's, a bit of a decisive move. So right now we've seen sellers trade into this accumulation zone, and they have had a huge push to the upside. But right now we're seeing a bit of that rejection take place. So depending on what happens here, I think we can either see more buyers come in if sellers can dominate, or we can start to see a bit of that, that continuation to the downside here. But for some reason, I just don't trust. I just don't trust the sells yet. So maybe I'm going to trust in a little bit once I see maybe more rejections right here taking place, and maybe a candle that looks good. But as of right now, it's better to see if what the market's true intentions are right here, and then decide whether we're going to be going on a sell today or on the buy. But right now we are currently in a bearish market. New York traders, we're getting a little bit of accumulation. I think now we can start to anticipate. I think based on what we're seeing this rejection right here. It's struggling a bit more. We could see more sellers come into the market. I think that's what price is kind of setting up to do here. So it's more of a matter of I would prefer to stick to just one side, but I do see the possibility of price pulling back here and possibly having further runs a bit lower here. So if we start to see a little bit of that decline, cool. But even here, even right here too, this is a massive area of liquidity. Lots of orders here, accumulation, huge push up, retest. So even still, it just looks suspicious. It just looks suspicious. So I think personally for me, I'm going to sit the sells out. I think I'm going to sit the sells out. Yeah, it looks good. It's looking good right now. The sell looks great. We've tested, back into the zone, and the sells. It looks like we could see a continuation to the downside. My only problem is higher time frame. Higher time frame is just bullish, right? And higher time frame is bullish right now. So we could see more sellers come in and possibly aim for these low right here. But because higher time frame is very bullish, it just, and this is one candle right now that we have in support of that, and we have a break of market structure. So it kind of puts us in a position where you want to watch and wait a little bit, and this is part of the game. This is part of the game. So today, we have a little bit of a longer session. I came in excited. I came in ready to execute, take the first trade, and that was and that was it. It worked out a little bit, but then the market went into a range. Right, the market went into a range. So starting off the week, in the trenches. Let's see what price continues to do here, and go from there. Okay. So in terms of, we could see some, if we see some sell-offs, I think the market right now just needs to break out of this range here, and so far it's doing that. It's doing that, but it's also struggling. It's also struggling. It's struggling right here. That's the thing, because this, if you take a look at this right here, this is one massive candle, and this took place during the London session. This was the biggest candle in the London session. So it makes the sells that look good a little bit on the low probability side, and for me, that's something to kind of pay attention to, for now. So I'm still Yeah, I think the market could want to grab liquidity, but we need to see strong bullish, momentum. So we need to see a bit more of that dominant, you know, either price break above this high. If the market can break above this high, it's not going to create the best of a great buy opportunity because this area is just really, really tight. But what it's going to do is it's going to show at least that sells are not yet ready. But if we start to see maybe another break to the downside, candlestick wise, right, then that could potentially put us in a position where we can see more sellers come into the market. Yes, yeah. So this is it. This is it. I was hoping to be done. I was hoping to be done by now, But today you got to come in, and whatever the market throws at you, you handle it. Right? You stay composed, maintain your composure, and just past resistance, becoming future support. Right? The market has, and on top of that, we also have a huge candlestick, which most of you guys, if you're a fair value gap trader, that's something that you pay attention to. This is a fair value gap. All right, so with that being said, the reason why we didn't go in on the sell trade is because we're sticking to the higher time frame. Sellers could dominate, absolutely, and if they did, and if they do, yeah, it would suck because you want to be a part of the move. You don't want to miss out on the move, right? But right now, I think right now what we're seeing here is we're seeing that more buyers come in. So for me personally here, I think I'm going to go in on a buy. I think the market has done enough. I want to go in on another buy here and see if price is capable of completely reversing. But I want to wait just a little bit, just in case the market decides to just huge candlestick like it did here to the downside. All right, so there still is a lot of opportunity, for sellers to come in here. So we just need to get a bit more clarity, at least, a little bit of that market structure break. But so far, what we're seeing now is we're seeing that the timing for sells is not yet there even. So it could mean that buyers are looking to come in. It could mean that, okay, sellers are going to come in a little bit later. So I personally think if we can see maybe, breakdown here, this could be a sell zone, a good sell zone where we could see that continuation to the downside. But right now, for me, I'm very biased on, based on the higher time frame story, I think that, focusing on buys are still the highest probability. Taking out these little highs would be crucial for longs. Yes, that would certainly be crucial because the market right now is following the lower low market structure, lower high, lower low, lower high. And that's the one thing with gold, it always respects market structure. So if we can see a little bit of that change in the overall market structure, that will put us in a position where, we can take something off the table, right, and get involved in a one strike, one kill. The next trade, the goal is to have a low drawdown trade, and if we can get that, cool. So right now, it all depends on what we can see here. So we're seeing the market make high highs and high lows, and this is a good sign, right? We just need to see if it's actually going to continue and get our positions ready. I'm going to go in, if we can see, some sort of strong, push, further into this range here. So let's see. It's 8:48 now. We got about, I would say, 12 more minutes before the 9 a.m. candle. And if we close bullish, the 30-minute candle is going to be a pretty massive rejection. So something is going to happen in the next 10 to 12 minutes. That's going to decide and shape whether buyers come in or whether sellers do end up dominating today. But as of right now, this is what we have. We do have that right now on a 5-minute time frame. The structure, this right here, liquidity grab, right there, boom, right. It could definitely take price lower. So if we want to be a buyer, we certainly want to wait a bit more. Right, we certainly want to wait a bit more because sellers could still come in, and this move right here isn't a confident push up. Right, buyers are still struggling a little bit, so we just need to give it time. But today the market took a little bit longer to show its hand and where it wants to go, and so far it hasn't completely shown its hand. Maybe that's because we have news coming out at 10 a.m. Today. So generally when we have news coming out, there's a little bit of that stall that takes place. But time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell. So we just need one clean opportunity for price to actually pick a direction. And once the market picks a direction, we'll go with it. Right now, based on what we can see from the higher time frame, our focus is bullish, being a buyer today. And that would be clean. That would be clean. And on top of that, we also have equal highs right here. All right, so equal highs. So that could also be an area of liquidity that price gravitate towards. Okay, so we're seeing that high and high low sequence that's currently being established right now, and but prices, market is stalling here. Okay, guys. All right. So right now, I'm considering going in on a buy, but I just want to be patient to see if we're actually going to get a break above this level. If we do get a break above this level, then I'm going on a buy. But if we can't get a break above that level, then that means that sellers are likely going to come in and dominate. So it's pretty much at a point now where execution is right there. This is going to be a break of structure, but we can't do it too early. We need to give the market a little bit of time. Okay. So we've gotten the buy. So pretty much got in right there. We've gotten the break of structure. Two things can happen right now. It could be, pull back, grab a liquidity, continuation to the downside. But I'm in on a buy. So right now the goal is to see the market continue, moving up. You can wait for a candlestick close, right? So this is the more aggressive approach. Right now you can wait for a candlestick close before getting in. But for me right now, this is, I'm good with this. So if the market wants to continue moving up, great. If it doesn't, then hey, we're in a position where, the market doesn't run, and that's it. But overall, right there, we have executed. Yeah, we've executed our trade. It could be, like I said, this could be a grab of liquidity here, um, or this could be a continuation. The thing is, if we take a look at other time frame outside of the 15-minute time frame, look at this massive rejection, massive candlestick, right? So that's kind of why I'm going in on this buy right here, because this wick right here was massive, right? And it did it perfectly at this candlestick, right? So the first buy that we took, maybe the market wasn't actually ready to move yet. But the second buy, we've let sellers grab liquidity, grab this low. We didn't get in on a sell because sells right now isn't as high probability, right? Yes, sellers could whatever they could dominate, they can continue to push lower, but with a massive rejection like this, personally to me, it just kind of feels like, hey, there's still a good chance that buyers could come in. So I'm willing to go in on another strike to see if that could be a possibility. If not, then hey, you know what? That's pretty much it for today. So this is my 2 cents for today. Guys. We're in, and if the market is willing to run, great. If it's not willing to run, then this is a situation where we just get taken out. Price grabs this liquidity, gives a nice market structure break, and then boom, right? So, but ideally, what I'd love to see is a little bit of that break to the downside, to the upside. So this is it. Tuesday so far has been a little bit of an interesting one, but sticking to the higher time frame bias because that's the best thing that we can do during a time like this. Lower time frame right now is definitely bearish, right? It's pointing more towards the bearish side, but when I take a look at the 4-hour time frame, there's just a lot of bullish momentum still. So I think sellers could stall if they want to, maybe push price a little bit further down. But I think at some point in time, buyers, they're going to win, right? It's just more of like if the market wants to play games or if price actually wants to run. But today, the reason why the market is kind of like this right now, as you see, is we are moving sideways, right? We're stalling. There's not a lot happening. A lot of movement took place in the London session. So the New York session right now is kind of like just coasting, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. So right now we're in this trade, and if the market runs, great. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Tomorrow's a new day. We come back into the market and we take our trades. Outside of that, let's focus on some areas of liquidity that we could possibly target. Right here is going to be one of them, right? If buyers do come in, right? So we have an area of liquidity here, and then ultimately these equal highs right here are going to be it. So this is going to be, some pretty solid areas that we can see, some possible move up. But right now we have taken out the high. So if the market wants to be more on the choppy side, it's going to come back down and seek liquidity. And in the market condition like that, let's see. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Mm-mm-mm. So at some point in time, we're about to get the 9 a.m. candle. And if the 9 a.m. candle, depending on how that opens, we could see, the massive something, some sort of push, whether it's if we're gonna break up or break down, we'll see shortly. right now. It's more of whether the market wants to respect market structure or not. If based on the buyer and seller concept, if the market respects market structure, we should see more buyers come in. If it doesn't, then we're going to see price grab this high and come back down and grab the low, and ultimately, grab this area of liquidity as well. So it kind of looked like that's, right now that's pretty much, what price is, what price is doing. So this is it. This is it. In a market like this, all I can do is stick with the higher time frame. That's it. If I lose, that's okay. If you lose, that's, but if you stick with the higher time frame, because the lower time frame is going to tell you sell, and yeah, maybe sells are gonna happen, right? But the higher time frame is the only guiding light that we have. Tuesday, it's usually a high probability day. I think the reason why we're seeing a lot of consolidation happen today in the New York is because the London session moved almost 400 pip, right? So the London session was really, really volatile. As a result of that, now we're seeing, we're seeing a little bit of this movement taking place here. So it looks like we're going to be seeing that continuation. So let's see. Let's see. I'm going to stay cool, stay calm, and see what the market does. See what the market does. But yeah, today is an emotional roller coaster where you don't know where the market is likely going to where price wants to play towards. Right. So for me, I think with it right now, it's going to be this is probably going to be it for me, and then I'll probably just watch and wait. I'm not going to shoot 3 shots. I think if the market wanted to play ball today, it would have. Buyers fighting the pressure right now. They are fighting, but nothing is genuinely happening right now at any point. So we could see here. We could see. But if I lose sticking to the higher time frame, I'm happy with that. If I get a sell in now and then more buyers come into the market, I'm going to beat myself up because I know that I went against the higher time frame. But the 5-minute time frame, it looks, the sells, a lot of that, like, it doesn't look bad. It's just right now, I think we have the news coming in. So we might not see anything happening until later on, or we could see price want to grab liquidity here, and then that's pretty much it. So it looks like this is it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get taken out there. Okay, so got taken out. Boom. Yeah, sellers are strong today. Yeah, guys, this is it. Today's not my day. This is it. Today's not my day. Today's not my day. We came in, sellers, they are strong. They are doing their thing. They're pushing lower, and they're likely going to continue. This trade, pretty much in terms, was to see if higher time frame, we're willing to, if higher time frame is willing to win. Huge rejection on the 30-minute time frame, but we didn't get that continuation. So I think right now, what we're likely going to see is this continued pullback, right? This is it. Yeah, this is it. So for me, I'm probably just gonna sit and watch for a little bit and save my last shot, for today. And sellers, yes, right now they are more dominant, right? They are more dominant. I think we can see more movements lower and possibly down to 41.90, especially if the market isn't willing to move up right now. So trade that we executed, in terms we waited for a clean break of market structure. which we got before we got involved. But I think the market right now is just, it's more focused on grabbing liquidity to the downside and pushing lower. And for Tuesday, it's yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. It's a little bit Tuesday. I came in, and the first execution, I look at that, grab something off the table here. Maybe for some of you who took that, maybe you took something off, but I was kind of waiting to see if we would at least reach for the London high a little bit, break above this level, but we didn't even do that. So this could have been, probably just like walk away with like 2K, for the day, and it's still better than nothing. But overall, right here, yeah, I think what we can see now is we can see more sellers come in and start to push price lower. The market right now is in a little bit of an accumulation range. So the thing is, be very cautious if you are selling, right? Because this is a large area of resistance, right? That is going to turn into support. So the market right now is just could just be testing this level multiple times before actually giving that big expansion to the upside. Because one of the things about picking a side that you're going to trade is having clear targets that price can easily reach for. And if the market spent a lot of time testing this level multiple times, testing this level here, generally what that does is that becomes an area where the market can also bounce. So I wouldn't be surprised if we keep seeing that, whether we see a little bit of a dip and then we see a little bit of that bounce back. So I think still keeping a buy bias if you've been sitting on the sidelines, or if you got one more shot like I do, is good. I think the market today is just trying to recalibrate from what happened in the London session. This was one move in the London session, right? So if you go over to the hourly time frame, you can see, from right here, this was about it, right? So this was in 3 candles, right? So 3 hours of the London session, huge push to the upside. Yeah, so buyers will probably come back into this market. I see that, but to me, I don't want to keep pushing it, because if we're taking clean, clear shots, and the market isn't respecting that, then I think it's either going to happen as we get closer to the news today. Yeah, that's probably probably it. So this is it for me. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Right, I'm gonna I'll just see what happens. But unfortunately, we had a winning streak last week going. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday. I think Monday was the loser. It was a losing day for me. But we had a winning streak going, and right now that winning streak is toast. But that's the game. You win some, you lose some, and the most important thing is that you learn from it and you continue to focus on your execution. Don't beat yourself up. Be gracious in defeat as you are in your victory, and just understand that there's going to be more days. There's going to be another day. Tomorrow is going to be hopefully a better, a more trendier market. But right now we're seeing a little bit of that choppiness that's taking place right now. So does this mean that December could be shit? I don't know. The first week of December was pretty good. So my expectation for this month is still pretty high. We just got to get through the rest of the week to kind of see what happens. Right now we're seeing price take out the highs and take out the lows. Right. So keep that in mind, as the market isn't exactly picking a clean, clear direction right now. So you could get caught on both sides. So we could see more buyers come in, or we could see more sellers, ultimately come in. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for me. Thank you guys for another great session. Of course, today we didn't end up being on the green side, but we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see if we can get on the green side. Hope you're out there living free. Till next time, God bless. Bye.